Welcome back. Let's just jump right into it, huh? Chapter 5, A Proper Introduction. The sun had begun to set. Daniel was talking with Keebly and Kinkajaw, who were explaining to him how things worked around the school. Except I already know this from the books. Just play it cool, Daniel. Pretend you never went to school before. Essentially, Daniel was just getting a reminder on how things worked, and so. Nothing new, but it was good information to know, so Daniel kept listening. Occasionally, his mind drifted off to the other matters, like needing to find Moonwatcher to get his prophecy issues solved. All right, so I need to find her, and maybe the rest of the Jade Winglet could help me get it fixed. Daniel then realized, wait, I don't know what point in the story I'm in, and for all I know, if I mess something up, Daniel felt shivers crawl over his entire body. Who knows what might happen? It was only a few moments later he snapped back to reality when Keebly and Kikajaw looked at him concerningly. You all right, Hurricane? It looks like you just realized the world might end. Keebly laughed, though there was a concerning tone in his words. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. Still a bit shook from the flight. Daniel lied. Don't worry about it. You're fine right now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're fine right now. Another typo. Don't worry about it. You're fine You're fine now, right? Kingajaw chimed in. Yeah, I guess so. But I'm not sure for how long with this prophecy on my back, Daniel thought with worry. Anyway, you should go and have a chat with Fate Speaker. If you want to enroll, Keebly said. Yeah, I'll go do that now, thanks. Thanks for the help, Keebly and Kikajaw. Anytime, both dragons smiled. Daniel took off towards the school's entrance. He landed in front of a dark purple and black dragon. Guess I found her, Daniel thought. Hey, you're Fate Speaker, right? Daniel said, trying his best to sound like he didn't already know every little detail, every little thing about the school. Yep, that's me, she said enthusiastically. Cool, great. I was thinking of enrolling in Jade Mountain Academy. Do you by any chance have a spot for me? Fate Speaker's eyes lit up. Of course we do. We're actually in need of a Skywing after the History Cave incident. Her voice died down a little when she mentioned the incident. She's probably referring to the explosion that killed Carnelian. I'll go tell the others. Good news. I'll go tell the others the good news. And with that, she ran off happily towards the back of the school. Damn, talk about moog swings, Daniel thought. Guess I'll just wait here for a bit. Daniel looked around at the crowd of dragons of all different shapes and sizes. Some were flying around, playing tag. Others were chatting, and some were hunting. Daniel even spotted a few dragons in relationships, most of which were intertribal. Guess you would eventually fall for someone while you're here. A few moments later, Fate Speaker returned, with who Daniel immediately recognized as the Dragonettes of Destiny. Oh hey, you're back, Daniel said casually. Hey, so Fate Speaker started before a devastatingly loud blaring noise came from somewhere inside the mountain. Daniel immediately covered his ears, drowning most of the sound out. He was able to make out the faint voice of a male, but didn't quite hear what it said. What was that? Daniel shouted. However, everyone around him had already fallen into a deep sleep. What in the name of sorcery is this? Daniel thought fearfully. However, soon he heard some voices approaching. Shoot! I need to hide. Without thinking, Daniel flew just above the cave entrance. It was a bad hiding place, but it was the best he could do for the moment. Soon, the dragon speaking came into view. So I may have overdone it a little, said one of the voices, a male one. Daniel realized. A little? Said the other voice, this one female. You knocked out the whole school! So they were the ones who did this. I need to see who they are. Daniel took a quick peek into the cave to see a sea wing and a night wing. Wait, that's Moon and Turtle, which means that she can read my mind. Daniel ducked back into cover. However, it crossed his mind that Moon hadn't realized he was there. Did that mean he was immune? No, she's probably too distracted with the scene in front of her to notice. But it won't be long before she does, so it may pay off to not be spying on them. With this thought in mind, Daniel dropped down onto the floor of the cave entrance. Both dragons looked towards him as he said in his most casual voice, Hey, do you guys know what happened here? I was speaking with a dragon called Fate Speaker before everyone collapsed around me. That should do the trick, I hope. Moon looked at him curiously before the other dragons began to wake up from their sleep. Oh, what happened? Fate Speaker asked. Oh, good, they're not dead, Daniel said in a surprised voice, hoping it would convince them. He didn't know much of what happened, of which he didn't, but it would probably be odd if he just ignored a dragon waking up after they suddenly collapsed. However, Fate Speaker's eyes lit up upon seeing him. Hey guys, wake up! Fate Speaker yelled at the DOD, Department of Defense, the DOD on the ground behind her. I want to introduce you to our newest student, she exclaimed. Tsunami was the first up. So what was this news you wanted to show us, Fate Speaker? She said groggingly, rubbing her eyes before looking up. Hi, Daniel smiled. I was hoping of enrolling in the school and wondered if you guys had any room for me. Daniel smiled. Or, not Daniel. Tsunami smiled. Of course we do. We just need your name first, before we make it official. Hurricane! Pleased to meet you. Ooh, Sunny said. He's got a name like yours, Tsunami. Tsunami barked a laugh. Yeah, I guess he does. All right, Hurricane. So you'll be placed in the Jade Winglet. That's the winglet without a sky wing at the moment. Sounds good, Daniel said. Classes start in 2 days, so you got a bit of time to get settled in. Tsunami continued. I would use this time to get to know your clawmates, and that's it, really. Do you have any belongings with you at the moment? Daniel questioned himself on whether it would be a good idea to let them know about the map. Nope, Daniel said, hiding the map. Baron trusted it to him and said to destroy it if there was any chance of Daniel losing it. So he decided to keep it secret from them, for now at least. Very well, Tsunami said. I'll show you to your sleeping cave. She began to walk towards the west side of the mountain, but before Daniel followed her, he spotted Moon eyeing him skeptically before quickly playing dumb when he looked her way. Daniel thought loud enough for her to pick it up. Immediately, Moon turned to look at him with wide eyes. Daniel flashed her a sly smirk. I'll see you later, he thought to her before following Tsunami to the sleeping caves. It didn't take as long as Daniel expected, however. What was surprising was seeing 2 sleeping dragons on the cave floor. Oh, moons, Tsunami sighed. It is not possible to have one day where they can just behave. Pearl, Winter, wake up! Tsunami kicked Winter in the stomach before throwing a small stone at Pearl's head, which effectively woke both of them up. Ow! Cried both of the dragons. What was that for, Tsunami? Winter growled. You were knocked out on the floor, so you really shouldn't be You were knocked out on the floor, so really you should be thanking me for waking you 2 up. Tsunami spat. Whatever, Winter said in a low voice. But why'd you wake us? Pearl then asked. You got a new clawmate. Or more specifically, the Jade Winglet got a new clawmate. Hey, Daniel said nervously. He didn't know why he was so nervous since he already knew almost everything about them, but it might be actually meeting them instead of just reading reading about them, though, through lines in a book. Hi, Pearl said. Winter snorted, which honestly wasn't that off for him. He'll be sleeping in Winter's and Keebly's cave, and you, Pearl, will be moved to Clay's room. You should probably head there now to get comfortable, Tsunami said. Oh, okay, Pearl stuttered as she walked out of the cave. All right, Hurricane, get used to this place, as you'll be spending the rest of the year here. Daniel nodded. Daniel nodded as he walked towards a rocky ledge. It seemed to have already been heated. Probably because Pearl was sitting there beforehand, Daniel thought as he lied down on the ledge. It's quite nice, to be honest, though. Maybe I'll heat it up every night with my fire. Daniel turned to look at Winter, who was staring at him intently. Hey, how's it going? Winter, is it? Daniel tried to socialize with the grumpy Icewing. Leave me alone, Skywing, Winter snarled. Before that, he turned his attention to the map and Daniel's claws. What's that? Winter asked. This? Daniel responded as he waved the map in his talon. Oh, it's nothing much, really. Let me see it, Winter demanded. What? Daniel said, a little aggravated. Let me see it, Winter said, holding a talon out, as if he was expecting Daniel to comply. Oh, right. I forgot he can be a spoiled regal sometimes, Daniel thought with a sigh, though it turned into a devious smile when he realized he could mess with him. You really expect me to just give this to you? Daniel asked, faking his confusion. Yeah, now hand it over, Winter yelled. Yeah, no, I'm not giving this to anyone. Especially not a spoiled brat like yourself, Daniel spat. What did you just say to me? Or, what did you say to me? Winter said with a mix of astonished and angry voice. You heard me, Daniel replied smoothly. You have ears, don't you? He didn't want to insult Winter too badly, as he wanted to eventually become his friend. He was, however, going to have an easier time doing that if Daniel asserted dominance over him. Okay. Then Winter would talk to him more without immediately causing a fight, and slowly Daniel could gain his trust over time. It definitely isn't the best strategy, Daniel admitted, but it was better than Winter thinking he could walk right over me with ease. A small sacrifice now for better possibilities in the long run. How dare you! I'll have you know that I'm the Queen Glacier's nephew. You should treat me with more respect, Daniel finished for him. He stood there shocked for a little while before his anger took him over again. Why, you! Winter screamed as he lunged towards Daniel, claws out. Daniel sat up quickly, lightly kicking Winter on the THR, okay, another typo, the side on accident. Winter buckled slightly, and Daniel took the opportunity to pin his icy talon to the rocky ledge. Don't, Daniel snarled. Winter's eyes widened with shock as he tried to remove himself from Daniel's grip to no avail. After a few moments, Daniel let go and Winter stumbled backwards by momentum. Winter bared his teeth angrily, but also very slightly frightened, though it only lasted for a moment. Daniel ignored his question. I know everything about you, so don't give me that royal superiority, Daniel spat before shooting Winter a strong scowl and lying back down on the rock ledge. I was trying to be nice to you, so don't ruin things for yourself. He settled on the heated rock while Winter grumbled and made his way to his own sleeping area. Daniel yawned, deciding it would be a good time for a nap, seeing that FLHOS? What? Okay, that flying took a lot of energy out of him before he drifted off to a deep, dreamless sleep. One singular thought crossed his mind. This is going to be fun. And that is the end of the chapter, except for the author's note at the very bottom. Hey everyone, my sleep schedule is completely ruined, but that's okay because I got another chapter out. I may take a break and only write half of the next chapter tomorrow, depending on how motivated I feel. So you may, no, that's another typo. So you may or may not get S chapter tomorrow. Sorry, in parentheses. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. So, the protagonist, Daniel, moved in and enrolled in the Jade Mountain Academy with Winter and Pearl. And if it feels like I keep on harping on the typos, I really don't care about the typos. I just think they're funny to read. Anyway, see you next time.